I just conducted a basic informal survey of the tires stored here in the RV lot, and basically with the exception of one Jayco fifth wheel, there's not a single other RV that has tire covers on their tires, and that's the second most important reason as to why we've never had a tire failure in 22 years, in my opinion. And keeping them covered during the winter to keep that UV off of them. But yeah, that Jayco is the only other one that we see. Everybody else, no tire protection. Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin, and it's cherry blossom season in Virginia.
It is.
But we're not around the basin in Washington, D.C. We're actually
at the Welcome Center.
At a rest stop.
Right, just over the border of Virginia, and it's actually very nice and warm here.
Yes, we left and it was in the 30s, and now it's 68 degrees, so that's kind of nice. Right around Carlisle, Pennsylvania is where it turns.
So the cherry blossoms kind of look like snow, but we're glad they're not.
So this is our trip to pick up the Airstream down in Georgia, so we're going to be going down there, picking her up, getting her ready, and bringing her back in just a few short weeks. So it should be a good trip down. Looking forward to kind of just hanging out and having some fun down south while it's cold up north.
Absolutely. And if you want to come by a rest area, this was a nice one because they give you free peanuts.
They give you free peanuts. How cool is that?
That's not bad.
Oh, and check out our new merch.
Ooh, look at that.
Our new merch, ready for the summer season. So go ahead and get yours at our merch store.
Yep.
Link in the video's description.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into this week's episode. So it's cool, we're here finally after our journey from Vermont to pick up our rig and storage. You can kind of get a glimpse of it way down there. But what's cool is we're at a full service campground. So we've got about 0.4 miles from our storage location to our campsite, which we know because we record that mileage in our book of total mileage. But it's great because we've got full hookups, so we can do either winterizing it when we're leaving it here or de-winterizing it now when we're picking it up. So it's a great tip if you can find that right, as opposed to just a storage lot. Or
right, you have a dump station that you can dump all your fluids and stuff in there.
Absolutely, it makes it a lot easier. So let's go ahead and pick her up and check her out.
All right, here we go. See,
there is covered storage here, but we never get it, but that's okay.
It's been okay so far, so.
Looks like the other rigs that were next to us have departed. All right, so we're here. The first thing to do is to do that walk around, make sure, you know, nothing was damaged, nobody backed into it, or
there are no dings or things that we didn't remember.
Looking great so far.
A little dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty, but you know. All right, I would say our outside inspection is complete, so we're good there. And now we can go ahead and open her up, and it's like 82 degrees here today. It's gorgeous. We lucked out last year as well, so it's perfect. It's supposed to get 2 feet of snow in Vermont tomorrow, so,
so
we're pretty psyched.
We should be good. All right, we're going to just open her up and see what she looks like inside. She should be fine. We left a bunch of stuff inside, so it's not going to be really easy to get inside until we get to our campsite, but we're going to see what we can see inside real quick. Alright, well, stuff is just kind of laying everywhere. I left the cabinets open a little bit so that there was circulation.
And then once we get back to the campsite, we'll check for any mouse droppings or anything that might have gotten in.
Yep, everything looks good. I don't see any obvious leaks or anything like that, so I think we'll be good just to hitch her up and get her going. But I think we're going to have lunch first. Alright, the first step what we're going to do is we're going to remove the wheel covers. Very interesting that not a lot of people have them out.
Yeah. Cindy also commented that it was interesting that ours are white and that Jayco's was black, and if there's an advantage to having the white over the black.
Yeah, there might be. I was thinking maybe the white would reflect the light more than the black one would, but I'm not sure that would make a huge difference. All right, what's our next step? You're going to remove the lock?
Yeah, we've got a couple locks here. We've got the propane tanks locked, plus we've got the chains locked so that somebody just can't hook up the chains and tow the Airstream away. So we're going to
And you got a hitch lock too, so.
Yes.
All right, next step is just put the battery in.
Yep.
And we've been taking care of this battery over the winter at our place.
Yep, you've seen a lot about how I do this, so it's been freshly charged, so we're good to go.
It was kept inside in a garage that was heated, so it was a pretty happy, rested battery. You just took it out of battery storage.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yep. And that's really the thing we're going to be testing here this entire time that you're going to see is just testing every one of the systems. Did the battery disconnect come right on?
Yep. We're going to be testing all the systems before we pull out. So that'll give us, we're taking it here a couple days just to do all that.
Yeah. Part of it is to fix our fridge on propane, figure out why that won't work on propane.
Yep.
So, because we had a lot of boondocking planned.
Yep. So we're going to test all the systems as we go. Now, if you had a lithium battery, would you have had to have disconnected the battery while we were gone?
Excellent question, and the answer to that is technically no.
Okay.
Lithium batteries have a very, very slow self-discharge rate. They can handle cold temperatures quite well. So
if we left it for like 2 months, it would be okay?
Yeah, it'd be fine. In fact, for 2 months, realistically, if this was completely disconnected off of everything, off no load whatsoever, including your propane detector, this probably could stay.
And this is a crappy lead acid battery.
And this is a crappy lead acid battery, but you know, as a battery engineer, I can't let that happen.
True. I was asking that because a lot of times the lithiums that they put in are not as easily accessible as this.
Yeah, lithiums you can leave in the rig if you have to. Yep.
So you're removing the jack cover.
Yep.
The jack covers are kind of nice, right?
Yeah, they came when I replaced the jack head when it failed. And I think it's because these things aren't really super waterproof. They probably don't tell you that, but
next step is to get out the checklist.
Yeah, and a lot of you may be saying, look, dude, you really need a checklist. You're going less than a half a mile at 5 miles per hour. What could possibly go wrong, right? What are the 3 things that increase the probability of you making a mistake? The 3 D's of mistake making? What are they?
Do something different.
You're doing something different, and are we doing something different?
Oh, sort of, yeah.
Absolutely. We don't normally pull off for out of storage, etc. You do something when you're distracted, which we're not.
Yep.
Or you do something dumb, which we don't do. But because we're doing something different, we're going to run through the full checklist. Now, we're not going to do, but we're going to read everything, and we're going to skip steps that aren't needed. For example, we're not going to check the tire pressure of the truck. We're not going to check the tire pressure of the Airstream. We're not going to check the oil in the truck, the lug nuts. But we will go down and specifically eliminate those items that we don't need to do.
Sounds good. Tow mirrors.
Yeah, and that's exactly one of those things that you could forget to do easily, but it's on the checklist. Number 1, extend the tow mirrors. What could happen? You're taking a tight curve somewhere, your mirrors aren't extended properly, and bang, you hit something. So that's why you'd use the checklist. Yep. That's something easy to forget.
It is. Rich is collecting our hitch gear that he had stored inside during our storage time.
Yep, we don't need this at home, so there was no use in toting 76 pounds worth of stuff back and forth.
That is true.
It's just so funny how over the course of just 2 months you forget stuff. I'm like, where's the key to that lock? I'm like, where is it? And I'm looking at the key to the truck, I'm looking at the key that goes, but I think I know where it is.
Well, it's all part of getting set up for the season. Sometimes you forget things. And it's good to do all the testing and stuff so that you can remind yourself how it's done. That's what the checklists are good for as well.
Viola, the key.
So the hitch is on, and we're about ready to back her up. And it'll be me with the mic in the back. We'll see how it goes. Alright, you can come on back. You're going to come back slightly to your right. Straight, straight, straight. Alright, hold there for 2 seconds. 3 inches, a little bit to the left, 2 inches. 1 inch, maybe tap. That should do it. So Rich is going through his standard hitch-up procedure as per his checklist. Is there anything you're going to skip?
Not with the hitch-up procedure. You know, a lot of people might think, well, you don't need the anti-sway and the weight distribution because you're going less than a half mile at 5 miles an hour. But the ticket is without the weight distribution, the truck will squat, and that'll increase the likelihood that this point here can hit something as you go over a bump or something, or if you have an incline or anything like that. So, you know, do I need sway control? No. Do I need weight distribution for handling? No. But it's just that up and down.
Yep.
Yep.
Good advice.
All right, so we're all hitched up. We're ready to do our light check. And normally after we do a light check, Cindy walks behind the Airstream just to make sure we haven't left anything. This time she's going to pay particular attention to that all 4 wheels are turning after storage, so that just in case something froze up like a brake or a bearing or anything like that, she's just going to pay special attention to make sure all 4 wheels are turning as we pull out and head to our campsite.
All right, let's do it.
Watch this.
I'll keep an eye on the 5th wheel. All right, we're going to be testing the lights. Ready to check?
Good to go.
All right, we're going to do left light, right light, brake lights, and display lights, and we're looking good to go. So you can pull her out. I will keep an eye on the 5th wheel and the wheels. Those 2 are looking good. And those 2 are looking good. We're in business. Alright, off to our campsite. Alright, we're arrived at our campsite, and I'm going to pull Rich forward. Are we working good? Keep on coming forward. A little bit more. A little bit more. You're going to not be straight on the sewer yet.
I know that, but I have to have room to disconnect and not be in the road.
Roger that. Alright, the next step is to empty her out so I can start opening some windows and air her out. And if the window sticks, which it might because you've been in storage for a while, have your companion, or you do it yourself, loosen it from the outside. Don't ever try to force it. And he's loosening it up. Should be good.
What other windows do you want open?
We'll check as we go around. I have to have the other thing out before I can get to it. As Rich turns the systems on, we're doing a systems check. I'll be shortly turning on the refrigerator. Alright, after wiping out the fridge, I'm turning it on because it's going to take a couple hours for it to cool down. So we have everything that we brought from the refrigerator in a cooler with a bag of ice. So we should be good for a couple hours. Alright, as part of the systems check, you check the fantastic fans. I think the screens are going to need to be cleaned out a little bit. And as part of that, I tested this one, and it feels like it's stuck, sort of like a window gets stuck, and so I think Rich might have to go out on the roof and loosen it up because it won't work on manual or automatic. So I think it's just a matter of loosening it up, but that's something to test out before you set out. So we're testing all the windows as we go, and we got the front fantastic fan going. It was just a little stuck. And one minor note is if you have a maintenance issue that may cause a problem when you get back, make a note of it so you don't forget in the intervening weeks or months, and repeat your mistake when you get in. So all systems have checked out. The last one I'm going to check is the gas. I always light it from the stove because having not been used for a while, it's going to take a while to light, and we just have to get the gas flowing. You don't want to turn your water heater on until you get a good flame. So it's going to take a minute. Hopefully not too long. We have all the windows open, so you can see we have a nice flame going. And once that goes for just a minute or so, we'll turn it off and turn on the hot water heater. So we're going to turn on the hot water heater. Everything should be working fine. There we go.
So tune in next week as our typical tow day
Turns into a not so typical tow day.
So if you like this video,
give us a big thumbs up.
and if you think we've earned a subscription, click to subscribe.
And comment below if you have any tips or tricks for picking up your RV from storage.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.